Um, let's back this up. So, tonight's flight, and it was actually at night. This flight I would not recommend to do at night. But I was dumb and did it anyway. 45-minute flight time turned into a little more than an hour due to complications because it was dark. Okay, so we're doing 72 07TN to 72KY. I know 07 Tango November is called Corn Tassel Airport in Von Nuer, Tennessee. I'm guessing 72KY is in Kentucky. And we're in the Viking Air Limited de Havilland, Canada company. So what we'll be doing, we should be getting 4,000, but we're not. And this is what I did, despite the fact I bounced around trying to decide what I wanted to do. So let me just try to move this along. I don't recommend doing ferry flights at night because usually they're from unlit airports and runways because they're bush flights basically. You know what? I realized I have the TV on behind the game TV. We'll try to limit the exposure to something else on screen. Now, I had the Twitch app pulled up on my phone while I was recording this. I couldn't hear anything going on the stream through my phone. I wasn't even sure whether I was recording audio. But since this on screen was my Twitch video, clearly the game audio got recorded. But I was a little concerned that I had just done like an hours long recording of gameplay for no audio. Oh, I still would have uploaded it. I would have still uploaded over here if you guys been following me for a while. There is actually one live stream where I have no audio whatsoever, which would have been worse than this because at least you would have had gameplay video. I have yet, since I've jumped back in here and been doing these, have yet to have a successful flight. I will get there eventually. I really don't care to fly bush planes. I was thinking of restarting the career because, again, somehow Asobo or Microsoft decided to unlock everything for me and make companies, and I wasn't going to mess with companies. I'm not good of a flyer to be owning a company and flying my own plane and keeping up with it. It's just not my thing anyway. I'd rather just jump in and fly. I was thinking about redoing the career, like I said, but then I was like, no, do I really want to restart everything for the upteenth time I've done it? Not really, and I've got access to missions that I've never even completed the certs for before. I couldn't complete some of the rotorcraft certs. I couldn't do advertising I need to see if I know how to can do an advertising mission now. See, I left this for some weird reason. I was resetting it because I thought I saw Cessna 172. That's what I was coming back in to check. Because if it was the 172 flying at night, would have still been difficult. But 172, I know how to fly. Actually, I had this, and you'll see in the stream or in the flight. I had the autopilot turned on, nav mode on. Although nav mode was not really flying correctly, in my opinion. You know what, folks? We don't need to sit here and watch this whole part. I said that, and now I gotta get us back. Sorry, folks. I was trying to get us to the right. So maybe this is the right spot to start the flight now. Okay, I'm getting a lot of glare from the light. Here we go. So yeah, don't do bush flying at night. Oh, I can do just as bad during the day, but not being able to see what I'm hitting. I don't know why I'm standing here this long. If I jump too far ahead, we're already in the air. Yeah, I haven't gotten a long stream in yet because, well, at least in this stream, I actually finished what I was attempting to do. I did get the flight finished. It just didn't go as well as I wanted it to. So I did finish the flight. It the game didn't crash, but I haven't been able to do more than an hour's long flight. Well, just because I haven't gotten there yet, and like if you saw with my Atlanta to Knoxville flight, the game crashed. And my flight yesterday, I did San Francisco to Los Angeles. It crashed on final approach. So yeah. This one got it completed. Not the way I wanted it to, but that's because I decided to do it at night. Say it gets real quiet, and I'm like, "Where's the noises?" Okay, there we go. Okay, we don't.
David here. Thanks for stepping up for this ferry flight. Glad it's you today, because getting this DHC
We don't need these cabin lights on.
Now that it's repaired the owner, needs her aircraft flown back to field near her place.
And we
Her
don't
name is
need
Jennifer
the
Epstein, and
pilot
she's
lights
waiting at the
on.
destination to pick it up. Safe flying, Captain.
There we go. That's everything I need to see. Even this takeoff was a little dicey. And I don't like...
Tango November traffic. United Sierra Charlie Mike 2712 is taxiing to runway 24. 07 Tango November traffic.
I do not like wheel draggers, especially for taking off. Then again, trying to land with all three wheels at the same time is not easy either. A lot of people don't like the flight seeing our first flights in the career mode. Yes, the AI passengers conversations are cringeworthy and annoying after a while, but I enjoyed those short hops.
07 Tango November traffic. United Sierra Charlie Mike 2712. Taking off runway 24. North departure. 07 Tango November traffic.
Yeah, that was nowhere still on the runway. Again, I was just lucky I got off the ground. I put it in the AI pilot here. But I probably should have kept hand flying, which, yeah, I did. I didn't keep the AI on pilot long for this departure. I gotta jump into 2020 and check it out again still. That's where I'm gonna do free flights. Or shadow flying. If I shadow fly with Nate Wolf, maybe I'll do that. I'll do free flights on 2020. And I'll try recording them on Twitch while he's doing his live stream. And then later I can do my commentaries and upload my flights to YouTube. I don't know. I gotta feel in the mood to do a flight and then record it, because I'm not just recording it once. I gotta record it twice, which is why I don't do longer flights. If I did a long flight, it would be up on Twitch for probably almost half a day before I got around to re-recording it. And I don't, if I did that, I wouldn't remember what's going on. I'd be watching it for the first time when I come on live for YouTube, like you guys do on the, like you guys are. So I wouldn't really remember what I was doing. If I just need a headset. If I have a headset, I'd be able to record all this onto Twitch with my commentary and all that, and then but if I had the mic, I also couldn't use the same mic for if I wanted to talk to ATC and then talk talk to wherever I'm recording, I would need a switch, which is just another whole set of problems. I don't mind the default ATC as bad as it is.
United Sierra Charlie Mike 2712, please acknowledge. Squawk 1764. United Sierra Charlie Mike 2712. United Sierra Charlie Mike 2712. Radar contact 1 mile southwest of 07 Tango November, 1,400 feet. Altimeter 2984.
Sorry, folks, it's late at night.
Roger.
I don't know what to say here.
Charlie Mike 2712.
And I can't skip ahead, because then we might miss something. And you can see I'm still hand flying at this point. Oh, no, I'm not. If I skip the Twitch video too far ahead, we might miss something. Quite a bit of ambient light out in the sky. But that might be because IRL, it's been raining all day, so there's probably low cloud cover. It's probably why it looks so kind of bright up here. If I remember what certain aircraft are, I wouldn't use them in career mode. I would just skip past the flight. We've reached cruise. Being as late as it was today, I probably should have just made this a video instead of coming on live. But I never know when people will drop in, or if anybody wanted to chat. I was thinking of actually just doing this tomorrow morning, the live stream of my recorded, but I decided to come on here and do it. I'm still wide awake. Maybe I don't know what I'll record tomorrow. I don't know if I'll do flight or gameplay footage. Some of my games I plan on making videos. There's a whole lot going on that we don't need. I don't need my commentary. I can just have raw game footage. I also need to figure out how to link my two accounts together. I think that's Knoxville we're flying over. I know we had to go through Knoxville. I really haven't checked out many of the other modes in 24. I've just done career mode for the most part. I've dabbled with free flight. In free flight, I can't figure out how to not have a VFR flight. I don't know how you're supposed to when planning your flight on the world screen. I don't know how to change it to IFR. In 2020, it's easy because there's that, that little section under your plane where you pick GPS, the drop down menu. That's on 2020. On 24, I have no idea. Now, see, right here, the AI pilot is staying pretty close to these squares. What am I messing with here? Oh, it's messing with lights or something. I'm sorry, folks. This is supposed to be live stream or the video with the audio, my commentary. I'm not saying much. I'm just sitting here watching it. My mind's wandering to other things. these career flights are pretty quiet compared to real world, where, well, of course, at the hour I'm flying, there wouldn't be a whole lot of traffic anyway. But they just don't have the radio chatter or the live traffic. I'm getting ready to put it autopilot on and then nav mode and hold altitude and take my hands off the, well, not really take my hands off the controller, but not have the AI controlling it. Yeah, I guess I need to get some videos out there of me being competent, right? Do a whole flight of me flying. I can do that. If I do first flights, I hand fly the whole flight. Oh, now I know what I was doing here. I was trying to change the radio frequency, and I actually did it wrong. Now, if I didn't have AI doing radio controls, and sometimes you have to do this manually, change the channels, but technically you never want to hit the active pause in flight, because then that just makes your flight longer. But if you're anybody like me and doesn't really know what they're doing, it's probably best to hit that active pause, change what you gotta change, and then unpause it, continue the flight. Because if you're messing with the radio or something and you're not paying attention to what the plane is doing, you end up crashing. I think we're gonna be coming up on it soon, but there was some point in this where I was trying to avoid an obstacle I could see. Yet I ended up crashing, and when it reloaded me, it put me 72 miles away from my destination, and I was a lot closer than that when it crashed. So it brought me back to a certain checkpoint, probably the cruise altitude checkpoint. And I was like, I am not messing with that again. I didn't want to fly that whole thing again. So I did the skipped feature. This is the first time, though, I've gotten on Flight Sim at this most ungodly hour. And, picked a flight, and it was actually, with live time on it, it gave me a flight in live time. So, here I'm trying to mess with the EFB. For some reason, it always comes up without not being in the map mode anymore, and you have to manually do it. I don't know when they changed that idea. I liked it when the map was always on the screen. Oh my. Like I said, there was supposed to be a 45-minute flight time. I don't know if I was longer or shorter than that time in flight. We're just now at a little over a half hour into the screen. Oh, and yes, I am tired, folks. I probably should have held off and recorded this tomorrow. What's nice now is I can always record game footage and never, and I may not, I mean, record over there without having to worry about is it quiet right now? Do I have enough time to go live on YouTube and record my YouTube video? I can record the game footage and get to recording or going live to move it over onto YouTube the way I want it over here. If I could link the accounts, I could, but you guys still wouldn't have my audio. So I still have to do it this way. But, I can record game footage and go back to it when I have the quiet time to do it. Like, during the day is probably when I mostly will do these. Whether I do one later in a little less than 12 hours, I don't know. When my parents leave for church, I never know when they're coming home. But usually it's quiet for, 2-3 hours. It's the perfect time to record my live stream. Not necessarily to do my gameplay gameplay footage. Like I said, I can do that anytime now. The thing is, though, is I also like to, once I've put a video up, I like to then go and make a live on it so I know it's done and taken care of and I haven't forgotten it. Can I see how far off we are? 50. Yeah, so whenever it reset me, it put me 20 miles back, or more than 20 miles back. I don't remember where I was when that came up. Now, these blue squares always stay blue. On 2020, you get blue squares and red squares, but only for your takeoffs and landings. I think maybe just for your landings in 2020. Yeah, you get the approach squares. Blue is when you're on good speed and a good glide path. In this aircraft, I actually could have. I had turned on the approach mode when we got to that point here in the video. I did do that. However, I wasn't flying anywhere that had any type of signaling. And I think you have to have an airport with some kind of signaling system for the approach mode to work. I mean, I turned the approach mode on, so maybe I didn't need the signaling system. But when I turned the approach mode on, it was a little too late in this flight for it to actually do what it's supposed to do. So let's see. The Twitch stream count said 1 hour 4 minutes. So, and I pretty much cut through probably 15 minutes of it when I was just sitting there before the flight even started. So. I'm sorry, folks. I had to move that up a bit. I couldn't keep sitting here. I know there wasn't much going on. And I don't have much to talk about. I did get the EFB map on. I also gotta pay attention to my health doing these live streams. Alright, see, I got 32 miles left. And I was fiddling around with something here. There's no terrain mode in this plane. As you can see, I was trying to avoid these hills. Mountains? Well, it is mountains, yeah. And, because of my mission log bar, I was not really... And I put the computer on, I just lost all control. I throttled up, and down we went. So I did skip ahead at a good point. Lost some points for that. And look, it sent me back to like 72, and we were at 30 something. So I was like, fuck this. Let's skip to the descent. And it brings us right into the approach.
72 Kilo Yankee traffic. United Sierra Charlie Mike 2712. 1 mile southeast. 2,800 feet. Inbound to land. Runway 24. 72 Kilo Yankee traffic.
Now, I did have pretty good visuals However, I couldn't see where I was supposed to exactly land. I followed these blue squares like you should for my approach. I mean, I'm in good range for speed, which in this aircraft you're almost always in landing speed zone, so had everything lined up. And if there was runway lights, I would have at least gotten us down on the first try. But again, landing a tail dragger is not easy. Especially, well, I mean, I'm doing it in external view. I can't imagine trying to land a tail dragger in internal view. Welcome in to those that are coming in on the crunched video I'm doing here. I sped up part of my recording and get through some fluff, and we're about to land. Please hit that like button. I haven't said it till just now, so yeah, hit that like. If you're watching this afterwards, also hit the like. Hit that subscribe. Come find me on Discord and on Twitch. I don't know how to put the links in the description. Sorry. Just search for my name. There's probably not many people with my name. And if you're here, if you come across someone else's videos with my name, just listen to see if it's the same voice. But on Twitch, you won't hear a voice, so. And on Discord, of course, there's no voice. It's just find my channel. Or find my server. Well, there was one failure. Because I couldn't see where I'm supposed to be landing. Let's try this again.
Yankee traffic. United Sierra Charlie Mike 2712 is on final. Runway 24 to land. 72 Kilo Yankee traffic.
I have an idea of where I'm supposed to be landing, but I just couldn't tell. And of course I can't see the ground, so it's crash number 2.
72 Kilo Yankee traffic. United Sierra Charlie Mike 2712 is on final. Runway 24 to land. 72 Kilo Yankee traffic.
think we've been to 7-2 Kilo Yankee in FS Economy on Nate Wolf 49 streams. Are we gonna make it this time? Nope, trees again. God. Alright. Now, I remember the end screen stats. I did make it this time.
72 Kilo Yankee traffic. United Sierra Charlie Mike 2712 is on final. Runway 24 to land.
But if I had crashed this, I would have failed the mission completely. I believe. I don't know how many times you can crash before you get mission fail. Let's just say, as we'll see at the end screen, I barely got any points on this. Okay. Okay, that came up, and before I crash again, let's skip taxi thing.
Hey, Captain, what happened? I asked David, my contact in Vanor, to be extra careful and look at my plane. Not great.
Yeah, sorry, lady. I shouldn't have flown this at night. I screwed up your aircraft. Now you gotta pay to get it fixed again. Maybe you should pay to have someone better fly. Yeah, see those stats. I think if I crashed one more time, I would have failed. Mission failed. I don't know where I missed a radio communication. This doesn't really matter anymore. Neither does that, although the higher that is, the more you get paid. This doesn't matter anymore. Unless I restart the career, then this stuff starts to matter again. Let's go back in. I think I'll check out something here. Alright, super heavy cargo is unlocked, other than a certification for it. It's not unlocked. I need to have certification and heavy cargo missions. I gotta get those heavy cargo missions out of the way if I can get them with the proper score that they want. But yeah, we're still waiting on this super heavy cargo. And I don't know when we're getting that. And we're still waiting to get this. Bad load-ins. What missions are coming out of 72 KY? I think they're just ferry flights. I really need to try to get those heavy cargo missions out of the way. I think I need to use the new feature that I realized yesterday. You can specify which type of flights you want. So if I just want the cargo flights, I can filter that out and just see those flights. Anyway, folks, I might as well cut it here. I was just fooling around looking at different things to do, thinking of what I want to do the next time I actually record a flight. But thank you for coming in and watching, and I'm cutting this about 14 minutes shorter than the actual gameplay video was. So, again, thanks, folks. I hope you enjoy. Remember, hit subscribe, like. Try and find me on Twitch if you just want this gameplay footage without my commentary. And join me on Twitch just to chat. Later, folks. Bye.